Hi, everyone. Here we are in a flash. Another week, but we are bearing down on a holiday weekend, so that'll give you a little maybe extra spring in your step on what's otherwise been a pretty average Monday, weather-wise, and perhaps in other forms and fashions. Thank you for being here. It indeed is the last day of August. It's the 31st, and September rolls in just a few hours, and cooler air and conditions will roll in soon thereafter. Not for a few days, but we've got more clouds and sun throughout your forecast, and the first real sunny day doesn't show up until your Labor Day weekend, where if you are looking for some more comfortable air to get out and enjoy it, got it for you in the forecast. I outlined that in more detail before I leave you for the evening. Before that, however, quick update. We'll take a quick trip to Michigan for an even quicker trip down the 8th mile. Check in on our local racing team, local and statewide COVID-19 numbers to update you starting off the week. And I will close the program tonight with a story that I alluded to briefly on Friday's program, talking about the local lovely lady who has been ringing her bell for a very good cause for a very long time, and how that has also kind of transitioned into something else, or ringing for a different cause, I guess I should say. It's a very touching story. Uh, you may find inspiration from it as well, and I'll share that with you lastly. So, with that said, we have a couple of things elsewhere. It is, for the first time in history, I guess, Labor Day weekend. Labor Day a little bit shorter, or a bit later, this year. It's also Derby weekend. That doesn't happen very often, ever, and we can, of course, blame the pandemic and COVID-19 for that, as well as about everything else. So just to let you know, I'll have your Labor Day and Derby Day forecast in just a few moments. But indeed, the Kentucky Derby does run, the 146th running of the race this Saturday. Yeah, the first Saturday in September, not May. It's hard to get used to saying that. It will be, of course, on television as well. Post time a little bit later as well. I think about a minute after 7 is when post time is officially set as of right now. So everything off this year in regards to the pandemic and schedules and things of that nature. And the Kentucky Derby, of course, is no different. Running this Saturday, September the 5th. I'll remind you about that throughout the week. We'll try to even talk about the favorites or something and work that in. State police are working a death investigation in neighboring Knott County. It's believed to be a murder-suicide situation that they were called to on Saturday evening about 9:45 that night. State police out of the Hazard Post got a 911 call taking them to the community of Lieber, and it's there that they actually saw a woman leaving a home with gunshot wounds trying to get out from a residence that was located on Possum Trot Road. When troopers arrived, 49-year-old Teresa Sloan was trying to get away and then taken to the Hazard ARH Medical Center with life-threatening injuries. Her husband, 55-year-old Jackie Sloan, was found inside the home. He was pronounced dead where he laid from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Mrs. Sloan was taken on to UK and then passed away from her injuries on Sunday. It is being investigated as an apparent murder-suicide that stemmed from a domestic situation, domestic violence, or altercation that occurred in the home, and it appears as though the woman was trying to get away and leave the residence when she was shot, and then once she was, the husband turned the gun on himself. The investigation continues. Well, we've got a COVID update for you. Good numbers, comparatively, certainly, all the way around, and zero. This is the first time I've said this since very early on in the pandemic here locally. No new cases in McGoffin County since the ones that I reported to you on Friday. None Saturday, none yesterday, and no positives at this hour today. So that means we are still holding at 72 positive cases of the coronavirus here in McGoffin County. That is a good trend that we hope will continue, that health officials and local officials as well are continuing to say is a direct result of masks being worn and following smart social distancing guidelines. No new cases in McGoffin County since Friday. However, of course, that's not going to be the case statewide. And today there was another Monday low number, as we have come to see numbers relatively low on Sundays and Mondays compared to the rest of the week, and that was the case again today on the state level. Early on during the governor's and the state address today, the governor spoke of over $550,000 in grant funds to update or increase services for the VINE system in Kentucky, the Victim Information and Notification Everyday System, enhancements to include better service for faster and more intuitive assistance with a heightened emphasis on confidentiality and security, a personalized watch list for victims, and access to location or service-based search engines to assist victims. The governor also pleaded with everyone to request your ballot if you do not feel comfortable going to the polls and voting on Election Day, to go to govoteky.com and request your absentee ballot, regardless of how you do it, but to please vote in the November general election. And state officials also announcing enhancements, increased support for our child care facilities across Kentucky. Child care now more important than it even was before in regards to the pandemic. The state taking a comprehensive approach to accelerating certification processes, also giving facilities up to $2,500 in startup funds, to helping employers become licensed child care providers, and also increasing the group size in child care facilities allowed currently from 10 to 15. Now turning to statistics and data, the governor's office yesterday announcing 462 new cases of COVID-19, 79 of those age 18 or under, and 8 deaths, bringing the death toll in Kentucky to 930 as of yesterday. Also noting with 4,503 cases last week, that was our single largest total for a week since the pandemic began.
Today's COVID report looks like the last couple of Mondays. Based on the labs not really working, not all of them working on Sundays, we always have lower numbers. Today's is 381 new cases of COVID-19. 43 of those, about 11%, are kids under 18. They include 2 high school age kids in Warren, 1 high school age kid in Hardin, and 1 in McCracken, all school districts that I know are or will be operating, and I hope will make sure that contact tracing is going on right now. Total cases to date, 48,396. That's after all of our duplicates are removed.
Also, 3 deaths announced today and confirmed by the governor. 1, a 72-year-old woman from Martin County, bringing the total number of lost to 933 in Kentucky. And again, as I said at the beginning of the report, or before it, no new cases confirmed in McGoffin County, not just today, but as well as yesterday and day before over the weekend. It's hard to describe the t-shirt lines and looks in right now at the seasonal shop, but I'm going to try. 2 of them are made right here in KY, Ridge and Holler, because, in Kentucky, you're always in one or the other, and both are always beautiful. Just check these designs out. The other is Yonder, and it's made in Pikeville, and it's just as cool and creative and all Kentucky. Definitely something there to appeal to everyone. And the ever-popular Turn Row brand, also at the seasonal shop for all fans of anything farming. And you can come into the shop and experience the magic of perfectly chilled drinks. For regular and slim cans, regular or even wine bottles, cups, and more. It's the Cadillac of koozies by Brewmate. All colors and styles in stock right now at Fraser's Prater Drugs seasonal shop. Summer heat and no AC make for a miserable drive. But don't sweat it. Call Black Smoke Performance in Sayersville for inspection, diagnostics, and repair by qualified technicians with the latest technology and equipment. Don't suffer in the summer heat. Get your air conditioning fixed today at Black Smoke Performance. Not a whole lot of announcements per se in the calendar, but a whole lot of birthdays, and that's even better. We love birthdays around here. You know that. I've said it for 20 some years. I'll get to those in just a few seconds. Right now, let's take a quick trip to Martin. How appropriate. Martin, Michigan, for an even quicker trip down the 8th mile. Connolly Racing is back to racing, and circuits all across the country, and certainly on the eastern half of it, are trying to make up any races they can that were postponed earlier on by the pandemic, and Connolly Racing is trying to get in as many as possible, and once again made a good showing for Magoffin County. Yes, after wrapping up a monster season last year, Connolly Racing's back at it again this past weekend at the NMRA and NMCA All-Star Nationals in, Martin, Michigan. How appropriate is that? Early on, they were sitting at the first qualifiers spot in Renegade Extreme Street after the first round. I think by the third round of eliminations, they ran a 4.63 at 153 miles an hour. And there, I don't have the video, but I got a still frame of the time. There you see to the right of your screen a 4.65 by the competition, but ousted by 4.64 in the finals by Connolly Racing and the Orange Car, as it has become known and loved, and that put them in the winner's circle. So congratulations, job well done, and stand by for more, because before Connolly Racing had to leave for that race, they had to have the silver car prepped and ready to run in another part of the country this coming weekend. I'll keep you up to date. Here's tonight's calendar. Birthdays kicking it off, all brought to you by Magoffin Farm Bureau and your local agent, Doug Green. Yeah, we'll begin with Ashley Allen. A belated birthday wish. She celebrated her birthday on Saturday, and for Mom and Dad and all the loved ones in the fam, happy belated birthday to you, Ashley. Happy birthday, Ashley Allen. A happy 6th birthday going out to Kaylee Joe tonight. Happy birthday from your mommy and your daddy, and a whole big long list of family and friends too. Happy 6th to Kaylee Joe. Happy birthday to you. And lastly, a belated 79th, it says to Kenneth Poe, from Brentha and son Eddie and daughter-in-law Janie. Happy birthday. Happy 79th, Kenneth Poe. Happy birthday to you. Just a quick reminder as we go on, the Magoffin County Head Start offering virtual classes for this coming school year. Call 349-3488 if you have any questions. We'll also be, of course, having a lot of other school announcements and information right here in the show all week long, as, of course, virtual learning and classes countywide just around the corner, at least for elementary and middle and high, and we'll break all that down later on. When you've got announcements and you want them on the program, this is how you send them to us, by the way. And moving on with other announcements this evening, obituaries brought to you nightly by the Magoffin County Funeral Home, who tells us tonight that Marjorie Sue Bailey of Sagersville lost her 11-year battle with Alzheimer's on Sunday. Marjorie was at the age of 71, the daughter of the late Lawrence and Eva Lambden. She survived by her husband, Delbert Bailey Sr., and children, Michael Wilson, Nita Maxwell, Kimberly Wilson, Delbert Jr. Bailey, Lucinda Bailey, sister Ruth Powers, brothers Leonard Lambden and Willis Lambden, and a number of grandchildren and great-grandchildren. And the funeral home and family tells us that Marge made the selfless, life-changing decision to donate her body to research at Marshall University in Huntington, West Virginia, in hopes that one day no one else will have to lose a loved one to this disease. The family says that your gifts and donations in her memory can be made to the Alzheimer's Association or the American Breast Cancer Foundation. They also say that during this time, the family has chosen to celebrate her life privately with no services. Oh, it's what a lot of you have been waiting for. They're back. but only for a limited time. Loaded potato wedges at your Sagersville Lee's famous recipe. That's right, our famous hand-cut homemade potato wedges smothered in cheddar cheese, real crispy bacon, topped with either sour cream or ranch, your choice, and they're still only $2.49 with tax. Get them while you can at your Sagersville Lee's. Connolly Tire in Staffordsville is now a proud partner of Rough Country for all of your suspension and lift kit applications. And you can always go to ConnollyTire.net to get the latest offers. Like right now, $100 when you buy a set of Mickey Thompsons, $100 on a set of Continentals, and many, many more summer deals, including $35 computer diagnostics. That's Connolly Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424. Car accidents don't stop. Accidents at work don't stop. Disability and SSI cases don't stop. Your legal needs and concerns don't stop for the coronavirus, and neither does McFarland and Tinker. They are open, able to schedule appointments per CDC guidelines, and always available for telephone and video conferences. Please, be safe, be smart, stay home, and don't let your legal needs fall victim to the pandemic. Call McFarland and Tinker and let them take care of them for you. Come to Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville and get your prescriptions filled, your over-the-counter medications, and immune system boosters, all from the safety and comfort of your own vehicle, either in their drive-thru or with their new curbside service. You can also call ahead or just download the MyGNP app, that's Good Neighbor Pharmacy, and refill and manage your prescriptions right from your device, helping you and yours stay healthy and safe. Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville, 349-4400. All right, so let's go into your weather forecast right now before our last and top story for this evening, one that I hope you will certainly stick around for in just a few moments. But let's talk about the weather and the changes that are ahead. We indeed are going to see the 80s, upper 80s again tomorrow, mid thereafter, and a slow decline all the way through what will certainly feel much more like a fall weekend. It will, of course, officially be September as of tomorrow, and I think with that comes the mindset that it's instantly supposed to change to fall. We're still well into summer, but nevertheless, it's not going to feel that way this weekend. Not such a nice week weather-wise to get through. Saturday, wow. But the week, like I said, not so much. Mostly cloudy skies continue for the rest of your Monday. We'll do so with a low of 67 tonight. We'll also roll in about a 40% chance of some showers and thunderstorms up until about 11 or 12 or so. And that will pretty much also, be followed by some dense fog after 2 a.m., wrapping up your Monday and into your Tuesday. We'll head back up to about 87 degrees for daytime highs tomorrow. That fog lingering till later in the morning like it has been, around 10 or so. Mostly cloudy skies tomorrow, but definitely warm at 87 degrees. Not much sun expected to poke through tomorrow, just a little here and there. But mostly a dry day tomorrow for your Tuesday. However, by late tomorrow night, we get back in another chance of some showers. Around midnight or so, we'll have mostly cloudy skies, a low of 70, and about a 40% chance of some overnight showers and storms, taking us into your Wednesday, where it's a likelihood, you can just about put some money on this one. Showers, likely thunderstorms possible, mostly cloudy, mid-80s on your midweek Wednesday. Winds up to 50 miles per hour at times, could be higher in some thunderstorms, and a 70% chance of some rain, showers, and possible thunderstorms. I mean, on the lighter side of things, maybe a tenth of an inch or a quarter for generality, but a good thunderstorm pops up, could put down more for who knows who. We'll find out when Wednesday gets here. A low of 71 that night, mostly cloudy skies, and a continued 50% chance of showers. Then we'll ramp shower chances back up again on your Thursday with partly sunny skies, but a 60 to 70% chance of some showers and thunderstorms Thursday. Still around 85 for daytime highs. But Friday is the day of change. Partly sunny skies, shower chances finally start to wane. It'll take maybe half the day or a little later on in the afternoon to do so, but partly sunny skies, a 40% chance of showers to start your Friday off, and around 80 for daytime highs. And by that night, mid-50s for the lows, dry, partly cloudy. Nice night for a little outdoor fire possibly. And if you think that's a good night for it, check this out. Saturday, sunny, 76 degrees. Beautiful day, comfortable as you can imagine, and 56 that night under mostly clear skies. Sunday, the latter half of your Labor Day weekend, mostly sunny and 81, still no rain. Still holding on about 79, 80 Labor Day, mostly sunny, and we'll get back to maybe a 30 to 40% chance of showers and storms. But yeah, what a weekend. Wow. So in my last report this evening, I guess I could intro this by saying that often at times something good can come out of something sad. And I think that can certainly be said about a Sagersville lady, a lovely soul, who has been honoring lost COVID-19 victims, not at the onset, knowing that she would be doing so as she has been for her brother, who died just a few weeks ago from COVID-19. And now she is still going to continue to ring her bell at 10 o'clock each morning, but she tells us, in addition to why she has thus far, very routinely, why she's going to and who she is going to continue to ring her bell for. Since the pandemic began and churches started ringing their bells for those that we have lost, Amanda Prater, Mandy, has made it a point and a mission since April to make her way to her backyard every morning, except one, at 10 o'clock to ring the antique bell high above her head, most often with many tears shed along the way. Tears and steps taken with thoughts of her brother, Troy Gullett, who on July the 28th, at the age of 77, became one of the now nearly 1,000 Kentuckians to die from COVID-19 complications. Like many that have died, Troy had other serious health issues, but Mandy says it was the coronavirus that was too much for his body to bear.
He had it 3 weeks before he passed away. He stayed 3 days in the hospital down at Ashland, and he got to feeling a little, he was tested for it when they took him. His wife took him down there, and he tested positive. And he stayed there 3 days, and then they let him come home, and that was on Wednesday, and then on Monday, the next week, he got worse again, and they took him to Prestonsburg. And they tested him again, and he was tested positive. And he started suffering so bad, and he asked the doctor to put him on that ventilator. Said, "I can't breathe." And they put him on it, and he lasted from one day to the next, and he died in Pikeville Hospital.
We've all seen or heard of cases where entire families have caught the coronavirus from just one member being infected or coming into contact with one person that had it. And in other cases, like Troy's, we've heard of those where not even his wife, who cared for him for days and took him to the hospital, was infected. And in fact, she was the only one who didn't catch the coronavirus from where Troy did.
He got it at his church up at Hazard. That's where he caught it at. There was a guy up there, and he didn't know he had it. And he hugged Troy's neck and shook hands with him. And also he hugged Troy's wife and shook hands with her. And she never did come down with it.
Did anybody else in the church end up with it?
Everybody else but Troy's wife. Even the preacher.
If you live in Dixie, Mandy's yard and mine literally connect. But if you live anywhere around, you know the sound of that bell. You know when it's 10 o'clock, and you know that you've heard it perhaps every single morning since April, as I said earlier, except for one.
I missed one day, and I was gone to Troy's funeral. And I think I'm the only one that's got a bell here in Dixie.
Well, that was my next and maybe my last question. How long have you had this bell, and why did you have it in the first place?
Well, it was here when I moved here, 40-some years ago. Alma Frazier's mom and dad had put it up, and she used to ring it every day at 12 o'clock. They'd be down there in the field working, hoeing corn and stuff. And when she'd get dinner ready, she'd come out here and ring this bell. And they would know she had dinner ready, and they'd come to eat. I'd say this bell's been here 60 or 70 years.
Same bell, same old pole that it's sat on all these decades, a new rope, and with Troy's passing, a new reason, Mandy now tells me, for us to hear its chimes, still daily, and perhaps forever, at 10 a.m.
I've been ringing it for my brother Troy, passed away with this disease. And I've decided now I'm going to ring it every day for McGoffin County. I hope and pray this will bring my loved ones and my friends down on their knees and accept the Lord before it's too late. And I pray we never know from one day to the next who's going to be gone. And I love everybody. And I hope and pray when they hear me ringing this bell every day that they'll fall down upon their knees and start praying for salvation. I want to meet them all in heaven someday.
I've got to say that hearing that bell each morning has really been a moving experience for myself, knowing for months that Mandy was ringing it for lives that had suffered through and lost to COVID-19, and then realizing that her brother had become one of them. It's heart-wrenching, to say the least. But at the same time, every time I hear it, there's a smile and there's a warm feeling that rushes over me because I know our Mandy is over there, just over the fence. I can't see her, but I can hear her. I know she's there. And I know she's there with her caring heart that wants nothing more than to spread love and salvation. And that is something, ladies and gentlemen, this world could use a lot more of. Thank you, Mandy. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you back here tomorrow night.